Hello. Oh. And welcome back. And today, because we haven't visited in a while, apologise, I stayed in my hair, had a bath, and it's just gone. But I noticed it's been a while since we've paid a visit to Slapped Ham, and this is the scariest caught on camera. Although the second bit didn't make sense. The scariest caught on camera videos ever captured. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Surely the wording's a bit iffy on that, but anyway. So let's come on. I want something scary. I want something to get the chicken on my arms. You know what I mean? So without further ado, let's do this. Is that recording? Bloody bro, what's saying?
Alan, and this is Slapped Ham.
Hey, Callum.
Today we're looking at some super creepy things that have been caught on camera that are starting to freak the internet out. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this. In this clip, uploaded to Durban Paranormal on TikTok, we see CCTV...
Sorry, I'd like to... Oh my god, hang on. Is it just me or... Oh. Unless, of course, I missed it, but I'm pretty sure normally doesn't he give away spoilers or previews? Has someone got a message to him saying don't give away previews? Oh, Callum, if that's true, Callum, you're a star, mate. Because, you know, nothing wrong with it, there's nothing wrong with looking away. And, you know what I mean? But it just ruins, you know, if I see, like, Grudge Bitch coming on in, you know, in preview, it ruins it. So it's great that this time he didn't do it. So, anyway, brilliant.
In this clip, uploaded to Durban Paranormal on TikTok, we see CCTV footage of some kind of large room. It was captured on September 12th, 2021 at around 4:30 in the morning. There's two security guards on the left-hand side of frame doing their rounds when suddenly something strange happens. Watch. See it? It's subtle, but watching that again, you can see the chair in the center of frame move. See it?
Ooh.
One of the security guards approaches the table, looking at the chair for a moment before turning to leave the area. The other security guard approaches and touches the chair as well, clearly puzzled. The two talk for a few seconds before exiting the frame together. The person filming the clip is actually another security officer sitting in the camera room. He's filming the security monitor with his phone. He says that the two guards we can see on camera actually reported the moving chair to him, so he could review the footage and see what actually happened. And, as you can see, upon review, there's no easy way to explain the chair's movements.
One guard goes over to take a look, and they decide to leave. What the heck's going on?
The guard's reaction looks quite genuine, and the fact that they radioed the incident into the security desk does make you wonder what actually made the chair move. Was it something supernatural, or is there another way to explain this strange clip?
See it?
Spooky but scary. Come on, scary.
This bizarre dashcam feed was released to the public by the Florida Highway Patrol. It's an incident that took place on July 20th, 2022, in front of a public supermarket in Lake County, Florida. Take a look at what unfolds.
Let's try to make it a bit smaller. One. Yeah, we'll watch the rest of it, because I might be wrong, but it looks like someone's pissed out his skull.
At first, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but a woman holding a pitchfork and a bullwhip can be seen walking in front of the patrol car.
She's pissed off her face. She's just pissed.
She stands in the pouring rain with her arms out wide.
She's just pissed. It's not really scary. She's just been... It's the day after. She's like, ooh.
An officer then pursues the woman.
Yeah, she's off the trolley, mate. Something paranormal about that.
The suspect was later identified as 56-year-old Lisa Sloan, the manager of the public...
56? She looks good for 56. I swear she didn't look 56 there. You know what I mean?
Supermarket said that Sloan had been spotted trying to sell stuffed teddy bears behind the store the day before. She also allegedly stabbed a passing minivan with her pitchfork. According to the arrest report, Sloan refused to drop her weapons and resisted arrest. Once in the squad car, she unbuckled her seatbelt and tried kicking out the windows. She told police she felt no more pain anymore and that God was in control.
Right.
A toxicology report later showed that Sloan had drugs in her system at the time of arrest.
See, I called it. That's not scary. Wouldn't say that's a normal day in where I'm from, but you know what I mean? That's kind of like, there's nothing paranormal on you there, mate. Depends where you live, innit? You know what I mean? It's like, seriously?
Our last piece of footage technically isn't a Ring doorbell, but it is security footage nonetheless. This is the chilling interrogation footage of confessed killer Stephen McDaniel. For over 2 hours, investigators come and go, asking questions. Keep an eye on how eerily still McDaniel remains for the entire time. The time-lapse security footage shows him moving his head slightly, but his torso remains bizarrely still for over 2 hours.
Callum, mate, what's up? What's up with this video, man? Scary things caught camera. Got a drug. It got someone off their face, and there's a guy who's not moving his body, but sat like that. Maybe it's because it's an interrogation room. You don't look. I mean, well, I'm not, not all the time, but sometimes, some people, depending on if they're guilty, whatever, you see it. It's not uncommon for them to sit there and think, "Oh fuck," I've been questioned. You know what I mean? Come on, Callum, mate.
At the time, McDaniel didn't confess, but his demeanour alarmed the investigators who had already flagged him as a person of interest some days earlier. In June 2011, McDaniel murdered his Mercer College classmate and neighbour, Lauren Giddings.
Oh,
During the 4 days that Giddings was reported as a missing person, McDaniel played the role of a concerned neighbour. He even did an on-air interview with local news station News Central.
No one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. You always hear noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
In the interview, McDaniel pretends he doesn't know where Giddings could be.
Do you know anybody any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. The only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her.
However, when the reporter mentions that the police may have found a body, McDaniel's demeanour changes dramatically.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there?
This is the exact moment he knows he's been caught.
I mean, we don't know if this is the same person.
Is that body?
You know what I mean? They took out a body there earlier.
It's kind of, oh shit, what, body?
We don't know if it's the same person or not. That's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
McDaniel ultimately
Although that's not really a sign of guilt, is it? Because be fair, when he said, he's gone all shit, been caught, which I don't doubt, but also it could be like if that's an interview and he's like at first going, oh, I don't know where she is, etc., and things like that, then he's playing it up a bit more by going, oh, pretending to be in shock because a neighbour or a friend of his has been murdered, you know what I mean?
Confessed to the murder and was sentenced to life in prison. He's currently serving his sentence at Valdosta State Prison and will likely remain there for the rest of his life.
But the fact he's sat like that and not moving is not really weird, you know what I mean?
In a video uploaded to the YouTube channel Maximum Disclosure, a mysterious dark entity can be seen wandering around a family's kitchen. The footage has left many wondering whether shadow people could in fact be real. According to the video's description, after the family started noticing strange things happening in their kitchen, they decided to set up a security camera in hopes of finding out the cause. The footage, it seems, may have captured more than they bargained for. The room is dim, with only the area near the floor illuminated by the light from the hall. If you watch the doorway closely, a strange shadow begins to form. Its shape and consistency fluctuate, but it's clearly quite large. At some points, it takes up the entire doorway. After lingering for a few seconds, the shadowy figure slowly moves into the room. Moments later, it just disappears. The family has no idea how to explain the bizarre footage, but the images on tape are certainly difficult to deny. Several viewers have likened the figure to a shadow person, a type of spiritual entity many claim to have witnessed lurking in their periphery. Typically appearing in darkened areas, shadow people are generally thought to be harmless. Still, seeing one is likely to be terrifying. As one starts watching this...
And I think, there is explanations for seeing things in the corner eye and things like that, which is all fair and good, but it doesn't explain something that stood in front of you, because some people mock. Something is, I got laughed at because I was saying, the scientists said that they could be dark matter or dark energy beings, and someone's like, don't be fucking stupid, it's because you see something in the corner eyes and your brain's trying to make sense of it. Yeah, which I can understand that will explain the bit you see in the corner of your eye. Oh, pardon me. But also, bear in mind, we don't see that much of our reality anyway. But there are many other scientists who come up with this idea, so it's not a stupid idea, you know what I mean? But it's that explanation doesn't explain the full-bodied apparition that stood in front of you. You know what I mean? So whilst, yes, I can submit... Oh, sorry, I've got acid reflux. Whilst a lot of it can be explained in such terms, that doesn't count for the big full-on bodied apparitions, if that makes sense. I mean, yeah, it could be like, I'm not saying that all the footage we see is genuine, but I'm just saying if something is legit, etc., there are scientific you know what I mean? It's like, I don't think it should be just, certain scientific ideas or theories should be just dismissed or laughed at. It's like, because I know people who've laughed at the idea, and yet have said to me in the past, oh, I've got this incredible idea for a story. What is it? Shadow entities observing man. You know what I mean? Which is not really an original story. You find it throughout mythology and all kinds of things anyway. So, you know what I mean? So, I hate... So, yeah, so I did a video on Shadow Bastards. And I also did covered this article where these Russian scientists saying about dark energy and dark matter, which, yes, is not visible, but they did various experiments where you can bring invisible stuff to make it visible. Yeah, I mean, we've got technical stuff, but
It's creepy footage. It's tough to decide where to look. The warehouse is cluttered with boxes, but when a strange figure pops its head out from behind the shelf, it's impossible to miss. It shows up about 12 seconds into the footage. The figure seems to have a white face and it looks like it's floating. The spooky image moves.
I'm not saying it is, but I'm not saying it isn't. But could it be someone wearing a mask? You know, doing it because then it's going to be filmed camera.
Its torso from out behind the shelf for a second or two before zipping away. The figure is visible in the gap between the black shelves, so viewers will be able to see it moving. When it does dash away, it's impossible to tell where it goes or how it entered the space initially. So what is it up to? Perhaps the ghostly figure is a former worker who still thinks he needs to complete inventory. Some viewers have even suggested that...
So that, not me funny, if there is an afterlife, I'm not going to go and stack the shelves, or, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go, you know what I mean? It's not that.
The figure looks like an alien grey.
Or a guy in a mask.
If so, why would it be lurking in this random warehouse?
Because, you know, if I could get away with it, I would probably do that same gag as well. But our CCTV is different in a way, because we don't really look at our CCTV unless something like a shoplifter or something comes along or whatever. You know what I mean? We don't really... It's not like a security guard sat there watching it all the time. You know what I mean? So, would it be worth it? I don't know. It wouldn't be worth it, because I don't think anyone would notice.
This next terrifying piece of footage was uploaded to Item Fix by user Area 51. Take a look.
Okay, to be fair, and it's because Slapped Ham usually does like paranormal videos. So to be fair, it could be just anything scary. So I'll let him off in that cat bit anyway.
This doorbell security camera has captured the terrifying moment a wayward tyre careens out of control into a house. It slams into the front door and even appears to ring the doorbell in the process.
Good shot. Not funny because obviously people could be put life, but I mean, ironically, that's a good shot.
The tyre sits smouldering in the front yard as someone comes into view, clearly bewildered by what's just happened. So it would seem same-day delivery services are getting just a little too quick these days.
Special delivery!
This supernatural security footage shows the inside of a garage. A wide-angle fisheye lens is used, which allows for an outstanding range of vision. It's a very typical garage with cars sitting outside in the driveway and various outdoor and gardening items sprinkled throughout the area in front of the doorway. As the video begins, we can clearly see that it's nighttime. After a few seconds, a mysterious light descends from the sky. It disappears for a moment before seeming to travel right through the side of the truck in the driveway. At first, it looks sausage-shaped, but as it moves, its almost wisp-like consistency becomes apparent. Once it makes its way into the garage, the bizarre apparition vanishes almost as quickly as it appeared. There isn't anybody around in the shot and no noise to indicate anyone lurking off camera. If you slow the footage down, you can see that the mysterious shape's movements seem somewhat purposeful, yet very odd. Perhaps the eeriest notion is that the light seems to disappear into thin air once it enters the garage. What do you think this security camera has captured? Could it be proof that a ghost is haunting the property, or is there another explanation for this creepy video? A cemetery, such as the one shown in this video from the YouTube channel DM Secret Facts, seems like a logical place for a ghostly encounter. It's thought that many spirits linger near their final resting places, so who knows how many ghosts could be haunting your local graveyard. The clip shows a quiet cemetery filled with bright white tombstones. At first, it's unclear why the camera is focused on a large memorial statue some distance away.
Same as peek around
Then,
that
as the
tombstone.
camera quietly rolls, a ghostly shape peers out from behind the statue.
I knew it.
We can see only part of the figure, but it seems ethereal and wispy. It moves as though it's hiding from the camera, curiously peeking out to see what's happening. Judging by the footage, it doesn't seem to be malicious, but rather nervous or inquisitive, perhaps alarmed that it's been spotted. Could this really be a ghost wandering the cemetery? Considering how camera shy it appears to be, it seems that we may never be able to confirm exactly what it is. In the dry land of Kansas, fire is an always present concern. However, the homeowner in this video was not expecting to see raging orange flames when he checked an alert from his doorbell camera. Much to the homeowner's surprise, the video feed revealed a fire licking at the foliage in the front yard of the home. In the distance, the video shows another building completely engulfed in flames. The homeowner later found out that a nearby apartment building had caught fire and that the flames were spreading throughout the neighbourhood. Several buildings had already succumbed to the flames when the inferno spread to this homeowner's front yard. The video shows a neighbour attempting to stomp out the flames. The homeowner hurried back to their house when they saw the video, expecting to find their home burning to the ground. However, the neighbours in the doorbell camera video had successfully stopped the fire from making its way to the house, saving this fortunate person's home. While the video of the fire is certainly terrifying, this story at least had a happy ending for one homeowner. Next up is some chilling CCTV footage from South Korea. In May of 2019, a young woman from Silim district of Seoul was returning home after a night out with friends. Watch what the security cameras captured. As you can see, the woman only narrowly gets into her apartment before a suspicious-looking man tries to hold open the door and enter. He paces back and forth for a while. He even tries moving the door handle. Eventually, he leaves the area. The woman called the police, and this piece of visual evidence went viral around the internet. At one point in the clip, you can see that the man realizes he's being filmed. The following morning, the man turned himself in to the authorities. Known only as Joe, the 30-year-old man claimed he was drunk and doesn't remember following the woman to her apartment. The police initially charged the man with trespassing, but after public outrage, the man was charged with more serious offences and is facing several years in prison.
Wow. Oh, yeah, because he could be a stalker, could be the rapist, so, you know what I mean?
This is an old piece of cam footage that's been puzzling viewers for over a decade. In May 2009, a police patrol car in Lumpkin County, Georgia, spotted something strange down a dark highway at night time. Take a look.
At the farm, Daddy's farm, still got the land, and anybody coming on my property looking for no good, I'm going to shoot them.
Absolutely. Whoa, the heck?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Holy crap.
The officers are chatting amongst themselves when they spot something walking on the side of the road.
And anybody coming on my property looking for no good, I'm going to shoot them.
Absolutely. Whoa, the heck?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
No,
It can
mate.
be hard to see at first, but if we brighten the image and slow it down, you can make out a dark bipedal figure running alongside the road.
Oh, for fuck's sake, how did you spot that, mate? I didn't fucking spot it.
You can see that it takes 3 or 4 steps, then disappears from sight. You can tell by the officers' conversation that they're clearly alarmed and have no idea what it is exactly they saw on the side of the road.
Absolutely. Whoa, the heck?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Over the years, numerous theories have been thrown around, the most prominent being that this is a glimpse of Bigfoot. Proponents of this theory note the fact that the figure runs on 2 legs, and its dark appearance might suggest a thick matting of fur. Others, however, think that the footage is just too dark and grainy to draw any conclusions, and have
Exactly, and if it's a big fucking hairy thing, in America, again, like I said in my other video, what is it with this immediate jumping the gun, quite literally jumping the gun straight to Bigfoot? You live in a country that's got lions, wolves, bears, and the first thing that pops into your head is Bigfoot.
suggested it could just be kids pulling a prank. So
Or it could be a bear.
where do you land on this classic sighting? Is it really Bigfoot? Or is there another way to explain it? Let me know your theories in the comments down
And
below.
the fact that I couldn't even see it until he enhanced it, it's potato quality, it's dark, it's a big black blodge moving across the blob moving across the camera. It's kind of like, what's it most likely going to be? If you're near trees, America, again, what have you got? Oh, you've got cougars as well, but it won't be black, you know what I mean? But anyway, come on, guys, come on. And also, I don't know the geography of that area, but if you've got bears in that area, what are you going to do? You're going to go, oh, I saw a bear tonight. So if I see a fox, I'm not going to say, oh, I saw a werewolf tonight, am I? I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean? Come on, people.
Below.
Absolutely. Whoa, the heck?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Nope.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Sorry.
Whenever someone goes out for a tasty meal, they probably don't anticipate being served from a haunted kitchen. However, after seeing this footage shared by Desdi Masala Zerchu, that could be the kind of grade A ghostly service that one might receive from this commercial cookery. The footage opens up with a woman in a well-lit and tidy kitchen working inside a large refrigeration unit. She's organising the various meals and other prep items for the dinner rush, and doesn't seem particularly fazed by anything. After spending a while rummaging around, something unexpected catches her attention. She jumps in shock, flinging the refrigerator closed in response to the ghostly action. Seemingly for no reason at all, we see a small bowl of flour flung violently from the stainless steel rack behind her, closely followed by a red cup. The cup goes spinning off to the corner of the kitchen near a trash can, and the flour falls in a heap on the floor. After pausing for a moment to examine the situation, bizarrely, the woman just returns to stacking the refrigerator. Although the incident could have been some type of elaborate prank, the footage doesn't show any sign of human activity in the kitchen. Considering that it seems there isn't much room to fit behind the stainless steel rack, it's highly unlikely that anyone could have thrown the cup and spilled the flour with such aggressive force. What then could have caused such a startling event? Have you ever had
Plus, you think she would see someone there?
something unexpectedly happen in the kitchen? Perhaps a misplaced item or dish that suddenly fell to the ground? If so, remember that this footage seems to show that hauntings could occur just about anywhere. Sometimes the scariest paranormal entities are those that can't be seen at all. And while it's often thought that children possess the ability to sense these spirits, Sometimes footage surfaces that shows that some adults may be able to see things that others can't. Take a look. This video was supposedly captured on a security camera in a large shopping centre in Mexico City named Plaza Metropoli. At first, we can see a security guard standing next to what appears to be a completely empty dining table. The guard is looking at one of the chairs as if inspecting it. He continues to stare at the empty chair, tilting his head.
It's a bit like that, what do you call it? A security guard who said he's speaking to an old woman
Before
in the hospital.
reaching out a hand and waving it over the top. He then begins to talk, suggesting he's not actually inspecting the furniture at all, but rather conversing with an invisible person. He points his finger as if telling the entity to leave. The video then cuts to footage from a different security camera. This one shows the security guard looking around as if double checking to make sure he's not being followed. He then opens a door that leads inside and quickly runs from view. The way that the security guard interacts with the supposed invisible entity is certainly suspicious, and his behaviour at the end of the video seems to suggest that he may have left the area in a panic. Despite the fact that there was clearly no visible presence sitting in the chair, it certainly appears as though he was spooked by something. Could this simply be a case of someone who's worked too long and late and then he's begun to see things that simply aren't there? Or perhaps he was just pulling a prank on his co-workers sitting in the security office. But the most chilling conclusion of all suggests that there really was a ghostly visitor at the mall that night. This is a creepy little piece of footage taken in an unknown part of the US. It shows a woman lurking outside a house acting strangely. She approaches the doorbell.
I know it's night vision, but night vision just makes it even freaky. It's like, I did a coffee.
Camera, but is startled by a passing car. She tries to act naturally so as not to draw attention to herself. Once the car passes, she once again approaches the camera. This time, however, she tries biting it. While this footage may be nothing more than a strange friend coming to visit, if I saw someone trying to bite my doorbell camera, I'd think twice before letting them in.
They're sawing off their tits. It must be someone that they know, though, because, you know what I mean? I don't know. Or it could, well, you don't know people off their tits, but then again, why just choose that particular door? You know what I mean?
This next clip shows why it's probably a good idea to have a home security system installed. It's nearly 1 a.m. on the 31st of July 2020 when this Redditor, Navy Beans, receives an alert on their phone that movement has been detected outside of their house. They open their feed and see this.
Another pisshead.
A naked man can be seen walking up the driveway. A second camera catches the man behaving erratically as he paces about.
Must be want to have a party. He's like, where am I?
He seems dazed and confused.
That's what I mean. We must have been want to have a party. But the thing is, though, wouldn't he knock on the door, see if someone's in?
At one point, he grabs the garden hose off the reel and walks around the side of the house.
Yeah, he's definitely off his
He
tits.
slinks out of view of the camera for a brief moment. Then then eventually walks back down the driveway.
The size of those bugs.
The homeowner notes that they live on a rural 3-acre property on a mountain. It's
Fucking
miles to the nearest town and even their neighbours are far away. The OP jokingly said it could be a Terminator wandering around naked after travelling back from the future.
I need your hose. I need your hose. And I just need to do some laps around your house.
Ultimately, though, they were completely baffled by the sighting. I'm surprised they managed to find humour in it, as this is a pretty genuinely terrifying thing to see happening on your property. Most commenters on the post agreed that the man must have been on drugs and was lost and confused.
Yeah, it must have been. Because he could have been at a party. I mean, yeah, they're miles from everywhere, but people do some crazy shit when they're off partying. I mean, for all you know, they could be. Because the thing is also, it doesn't matter. I don't mean it's a horrible way, but it doesn't matter if you own that said land. It's like we used to have it in forests up near us where people got caught or got in trouble. I've heard stories where people used to go up camping up there when you meant to, allowed to. So it's kind of like he's probably got tents somewhere where they've all been off their head on drugs or something around a fire, and he's went off running thinking he's the fairy king or something, and then you know what I mean.
But still, there's no telling what a person in this sort of manic state might be capable of. So what would you do if you saw this on your home security feed?
The thing is, I was a bit worried that it's because he uses the hose to wash himself, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I crap myself.
No, in the comments down below.
I wouldn't say this is scary though, I'd say they're freaky or whatever, you know what I mean? Come on. I know it's not paranormal, it's a mixture of stuff, but you know what I mean, come on.
One TikTok video uploaded by user Travel Cat Mum shows us a clip of a cat that seems to have the ability to do something on the paranormal side. Take a look. Watching that again in slow motion, a cat seems to manifest out of thin air before running away off frame. Viewers were split on what was really going on in this video. Some believe this was just a case of the cat moving very quickly and the camera not being able to catch it in real time.
Yeah, because the problem is, well, because I said it in another video, I learned from a friend that, and I have seen it as well, if you get someone, if the CCTV is like a grayscale, and you walked through a parking lot with grey jogging pants on, or just grey clothes on, you would blend in, and then if someone filmed you and looked at that CCTV, you would look ghostly because you would blend in really well. Grey is quite good camouflage. So if that cat is close from white to grey, then it's going to blend in with that pixel. I mean, if you look at that, I mean, to be fair, the quality is not even that good. So it's kind of like, it could be the cat ran in, stopped, looked this way, and then came this way. That's easily, you know, I mean, that could be an explanation for it, because it's like, if it's that cat, if it's a darker cat, then you'll see it, like a black cat. But if it's like a greyish, sort of whitish cat, it might blend in with the tarmac, especially on a black and white camera.
However, thought that this was indeed proof of a cat manifesting in from another dimension.
And that bit, the grey bit on the car, is saying, I don't know, that looks a bit masked as well, I don't know. It just doesn't look right, if that makes sense. I don't know.
This unsettling video first surfaced in September 2018. It shows a man approaching the front door of a house late at night. His behaviour becomes increasingly bizarre as the clip progresses. Firstly, he attempts to ring the doorbell, but when he gets no response, he peers right into the doorbell camera, creepily whispering something to himself as he does so.
As if that's going to work. See, these people must be totally off their tits, or some weirdo bastards. As you know, as Casper would say, get a job. You know what I mean? It's like you're peering, you know, because you know how a camera works, don't you? It's like you're just peering into circuitry. There's nothing there. There's no one looking back at you. It's not a door. The thing is also, if it was a two-way door thing on the door, you know, the eyepiece, who are you expecting to see? They're in bed. It's just fucked up, innit?
Several creepily whispering something to himself as he does so.
I knew something.
Several times the man moves off to the left and begins muttering to himself. He doesn't seem to be making any sense as he flays his arms around in the air. He returns to the door a second time and again peers into the camera. He then moves over to the door and begins trying to yank it open. Strangely, the man then says he's just looking for a dog named Fido.
Okay, I was just looking for a dog, Fido.
He then walks away, muttering to himself. Judging by the man's behaviour,
If he's being truthful, he's still a bit of a wacko, because it's like, seriously? How are you going to see a dog for a small little hole for that? Oh, no.
it's apparent that he's not looking for a dog. What then were his real intentions? Was he there to rob the place, or perhaps something even
He's
worse?
just a weirdo.
Whatever his motives, it's certainly not something you want to see at your door in the middle of the night.
His eyes look dilated and he looks sweaty, so he's off his tits, or he's just a weirdo, you know what I mean?
This next strange piece of home security footage was uploaded to Reddit by user CJ8012. The footage is a snippet taken from a Ring home security system. The feed is overlooking a snow-covered backyard that backs onto a frozen lake. Take a look at what happens. A strange light illuminates a portion of the lake.
Some sort of torch. Pardon me.
While at first it looks like it could just be a flashlight, after a few seconds you can make out what looks like a glowing figure standing on the ice. The homeowner pauses the footage to get a better look. Then when they hit play, the figure disappears altogether. So what could this strange sighting...
Unless, of course, there's two... I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying... Unless, of course, there's two people. Like, one person's coordinating with another person. Maybe there's something lost there, or fishermen... Oh, well, not fishermen, but you know what I mean? That could be something... You know, I'm just giving... I'm not saying it is, for God's sake. I'm not saying that this is gospel, but... You know what I mean? It's a possibly plausible explanation. It's like... There's coordinates between two, so you've got a light shining. And he's like... Someone's going like... Oh, have you found anything yet? And the other one's going like... No... I mean, because it hasn't, the thing hasn't disappeared. You can see an object move, but the light just stopped. So someone stopped shining light on them.
B. The OP put the footage on Reddit hoping for answers, but the community wasn't able to successfully identify the glowing figure. So what do you think it could be? Love to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments down below.
I mean, to be fair, these are on, you know, we have to respect the fact it's unsettling if you live out in the middle of nowhere and there's some, it could be, because like I said, in all these other videos where you see weirdo people, weirdos can be just as scary as the paranormal stuff, you know what I mean? This looks like he's kneeling down or something. It's Mr. Burns.
TikToker Lenaroy Kangi uploaded this weird piece of CCTV footage and it's been creeping people out ever since. Check out the spooky capture for yourself.
Kung inyo mapapansin, may isang lalaking nakaitim na naglalakad. Pagmasdan mabuti kung ano ang mangyayari sa
We can see what appears to be the body of a man strolling down the street with no head.
isang lalaking
I was going to say potato quality, but that is, as it gets clearer, he's got no head, has he?
nakaitim na naglalakad. Pagmasdan mabuti kung ano ang mangyayari sa
Weirdly, the man then seems to vanish before a truck drives down the road from the opposite direction.
Maybe he's had quite a bit of drink. He's feeling.
In cases of missing body parts, people often cite wonky security cameras or glitches as the cause.
It could be a glitch, yeah.
In this case, the man's body is very clearly defined, while there's no blurriness where his head should be.
Yeah, but
The blurriness, often seen in these sorts of situations, are typically associated with low compression rates. As such, it makes it less likely that it's simply a case of a faulty camera, and more likely a case of something a little spookier.
Yeah, because to be fair, you can see his hands. That's weird. It's weird, don't it? Because you can see his hands. Annoying. Or, I'll just put it out as an idea. Hang on. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. Hang on, I just noticed something. When the guy disappeared, let's watch it again. Can you spot the cut?
Situations are typically associated with low compression rates. As such, it makes it less likely that it's simply a case of a faulty camera, and more likely a case of something a little spookier.
See? It freezes for a bit, and it goes, boom, disappears, and then... Nah, sorry, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, sorry, that was edited.
It always pays to be aware of your surroundings.
Either it's edited or it's a glitch from a previous recording. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like the old video recorders, sometimes you'll find corrupted data from the previous. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I'm not buying it. You can see it's been cut because it's like if that disappeared on the footage, it'll go ping, and then you know what I mean. You're probably thinking, oh yeah, they paused it, but no. But when they actually when they press play, the person was there. It went the whole frame, or you know, so if you imagine it on a film thing, the whole thing would blink like you know, you can see it's a cut.
Terrifying video uploaded to YouTube by Inside Edition shows what could happen if you aren't on your guard. A New York woman was walking home from work in the wee hours of the morning when she noticed a stranger lurking near the entrance to her apartment building. What happens next will make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
And you could tell she could tell because you could tell she could tell because as soon as she got to that door in the side, she was like, "Ooh, boom."
Excuse me. Excuse me.
No,
As
fuck
you
you.
can see, the man follows her into the building. Security footage from a camera near the woman's door shows the frightening moment she tries desperately to unlock her door.
Oh,
Then, just as she steps inside her apartment, we see the man come running around the corner. He reaches for the door just as she manages to push it closed.
oh man, that's the right weirdo bastards, isn't there?
However, the nightmare doesn't end there. The man remains outside the door for several more minutes, knocking and repeatedly demanding that she open the door.
Open up the door. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Thankfully, the wise woman kept her door tightly locked and the authorities were soon alerted. YouTuber C4Cat doesn't usually upload videos of creepy ghosts caught on camera. However, it seems that this clip could be an exception. In the footage, we see a man sleeping in bed. A few seconds into the video, the piece is disturbed when the nearby curtains start moving on their own. While this could easily be explained as the wind, it's what happens shortly after the curtains have been pushed aside that is sure to give you the chills. A creepy face can suddenly be seen peering through the bars of the window, watching the unsuspecting sleeper from outside. At first, it's difficult to get a good look at the face. However, you can see that it appears to have eerily pale skin and long dark hair that obscures its features. After the figure watches for a few seconds, there's a sudden disruption in the footage, almost like a brief flash of light.
Oh, fuck off.
After the flash, the face in the window is gone.
Fuck off. No, I think I've seen this one. I hope I'm wrong, but just...
Unfortunately for the man asleep in his bed, this isn't the end of the haunting. It's almost as if the entity is now inside the room, as moments later the blankets covering the man begin to lift into the air all on their own. It starts slowly, but soon the covers are violently torn away and thrown to the floor. The sleeper continues to remain unaware of what's happening around him as the curtains begin to move once more. Perhaps
I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because, just brace for it. Oh, fucking hell.
signalling that the ghostly visitor has finally decided to leave the premises. There's one final movement outside the window before normality seems to be restored. Shortly after, the footage ends.
Yeah, but no, the thing is, I think I've seen that because it looks very much similar to one where when you see that thing, and then I got chicken thinking about it. You know, and the one I saw wasn't, I'm not saying it was genuine, but it was like this, and you had that, and the thing came across the camera, chucked the blankets, and then you had that movement again, and then it looked into the camera and made you jump, you know.
While zombies have always been considered fictitious, occasionally a piece of footage surfaces that
Don't tempt fate, mate.
might challenge your beliefs. In this video shared to YouTube by All Life of Kerala, we actually see what suspiciously looks like a real zombie standing by the side of the road. The video is shot from the inside of a car that's driving at night time in the rain. For the first few moments, nothing seems particularly out of the ordinary. That is until...
You know, because I know in the place where voodoo originates from, is it somewhere in Africa? I can't remember the bloody place now. There is like a drug that puts people in zombie-like states, but they don't think they do anymore. But I mean, back then, and you know, it gave some the appearance of death, but they weren't. They were like walk around all comatose. You know what I mean, not comatose. You know what I mean, like zombified. Therefore, the term zombie.
The camera pans to the right. Take a look. As you can see, standing in the rain, there appears to be a zombie-like creature motioning towards the car with an outstretched arm.
You can't actually tell because of the quality, but that could be some poor bastard looking for a lift. They're out in the rain, they need a lift home. Zombies would usually, well, what we assume of zombies would be like they run at you trying to eat your brains. They wouldn't go, excuse me, or can I have a lift? That's some poor hitchhiker. That's a hitchhiker.
Despite what we can see, some viewers believe that the figure's not actually a member of the undead at all, but rather a human woman trying to flag the car down.
Yeah, exactly.
This certainly seems plausible, though it's the jerky movements of the figure's arm that... Not criticising slapped hand, but where people go, it seems plausible in these sort of videos. No, it's most likely the actual answer. It's more plausible than zombies. The fact that it's jerking motion, she's probably got her head covered in tarpaulin or some sort of fabric, trying to keep dry. Yeah? It's pissing down rain, and she's probably trying to keep dry. If you've got something over your head like that, like a cloak, and you're trying to go, and you're trying to see what the fuck you're doing, it's going to be jerky, innit? Because you can't see what you're doing, because you can see what you see is lights and rain. It has spooked many viewers.
She's probably thinking, asshole!
Zombie or not, there's certainly something eerie about the figure seen in this video. But does it really prove these creatures roam the earth? Based on this footage alone, this is a call that's simply too large to make.
It would have probably helped if she stood near the lamppost, but then again, she stood under the trees because it's better shelter. But there's something dodgy about that, man. It's a hitchhiker. Poor woman. She's like, don't fucking. Oh, I wish she had sound afterwards. You know, did she go, you bad? You know, because I would. I'd be like, I'm not saying you have to stop for me. I'm not, I'm not bloody royalty, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's just a knee-jerk reaction. It's like, you're in pissing down rain, oh, first sign of hope, and they just drive by you. But yeah, it's not a zombie, it's a hitchhiker. Because also the way they drop their arm, it looks like they've given up because he just drove past. Like, you know what I mean?
Piece of creepy footage, two men are sleeping. They seem somewhat restless and are shifting their arms and legs around. Since sleep is a time for the brain to relax, some experts have suggested that humans may be able to sense paranormal activity more easily in this state. 50 seconds into the recording, the dorm room door opens up. It appears to open on its own because there's no one there.
Nobody there.
20 seconds later, something barely visible enters the room. Viewers may notice a slight shift in the image. After a few more seconds pass, the legs of the man who is closest to the camera start to lift.
Steady on.
The initial lift doesn't wake him up. He starts to stir awake as he's yanked toward the end of the bed, with his legs being pulled up into the dorm room ceiling. As his legs are being lifted high enough for him to almost be in a headstand, the man realizes that he's being hoisted up and starts to fight whatever it is that's pulling him along.
Looks like someone's pulling down trying to pull his trousers off. Good morning.
The spirit almost succeeds in pulling him entirely off the bed, but at the last
It's kind of like Ghostbusters, isn't it? But
moment, it releases him. The boy sits up and looks towards the open door. He seems confused as he searches for whatever it was that lifted him up. He then gets up and walks out into the hallway, likely searching for a human culprit. However, it seems it was something more sinister that disturbed his rest.
Like that, or like a bit of Scary Movie where he just, has sex with that girl up the wall. I know it's supposed to be from a horror film, and they take a piss out. But you gave me a crab.
In February 2017, an anonymous woman made a frantic call to the Billings Police Department in southern Montana, saying that there had been a break-in. It was around 9:30 p.m. when the woman received a notification on her phone that the baby monitor placed in her infant daughter's bedroom had detected movement. When she checked the feed, her blood ran cold. The single snapshot shows a person on the right-hand side of frame. The woman said she rushed into the bedroom, grabbed her daughter and fled the property. A short while later, a squad car from the Billings Police Department arrived to search the home. However, after a thorough investigation, they could find no evidence of the person at all. The Billings Police Department put out a call to the public asking for any information that might lead to the identification of the person snapped by the baby monitor. To this day, the case remains unsolved, and the identity of the person is unknown.
Well, it's funny because normally you say it's a dead relative, so at least it's not cliche.
This supernatural
Oh, this is
security
good.
footage from
I've
Vision
seen this one, this is
Paranormal
good.
is enough to send shivers down your spine.
The Grim Reaper, dude. Oh, got goosebumps, isn't it?
Is this the Grim Reaper hunting its prey, or is there a more logical explanation? You'll have to decide for yourself.
Oh,
The footage begins
Seems
with what
walking down the
appears to
grave.
be a normal hallway with a security camera focusing on the corner of a stairwell and an elevator. However, after a few seconds, a darkly hooded figure peeks its head from the shadowy stairwell.
from the shadows.
It appears cautious at first, almost as if looking out to see if anybody's watching.
It is the Emperor.
Slowly, the sinister-looking figure shuffles its way down the stairs. Oddly enough, the more it exposes itself, the more cautious it seems to be.
Beg your pardon?
However, rather than moving with a sense of fear or timidity, the cloaked being seems to lurch about as though possibly stalking something or someone. After taking its time, the figure is finally in full view. It almost appears like it's wearing a traditional European-style cloak that covers everything all the way down to its feet.
I was on my way to the cabin and I opened the door and I'm into the strange world. It's like the strange building. I recognise steps, and I know these are doors, but where am I?
It resembles the visage
Fucking
of
hell,
the
look at that.
Grim Reaper.
That's not even this.
Whoever might be on the other side of that doorway could be in for a terrifying shock. Although it's not apparent if the figure possesses any sort of weapon or other means of doing harm, the careful nature of its stalking leads the mind to only wonder what its devilish intent might be. Given the fact that this haunting took place at 1:46 a.m, it certainly lends credence to the phrase, going bump in the night.
Or it could be Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Sometimes the creepiest things caught on film aren't paranormal at all. TikTok user JHindo327 proved this with footage from the...
I won't say any names, but for everyone who works, my hairdresser will know who I'm about. Basically, if anyone in the Fairmont area knows, talks like this. That's a clue, okay? If you know who I'm talking about, you know it kind of looks. I'm not saying looks like one. Yeah, I mean, reminds me.
Their Ring security camera. Take a look.
Oh.
As you can see, a woman slowly walks up the stairs to the entrance of the house.
No, definitely some in my mouth. Sorry.
She leans in to face the security camera directly before putting her whole face directly onto the camera.
Ugh. Easy, love.
She then backs up, pauses for a moment, and does the same thing again.
These people are stupid. It's like, how's that going to work? Is there
Most
anybody
likely,
home?
this is just
Can
a
you see
woman
me?
either high on drugs or very drunk who seems to have lost her way. Why she was so fascinated by the security camera is a mystery, but in the end, it's...
Or it could be, is it? Oh, fucking hell. I heard it the other day. Is it Baba Yaga? Or is that a bogeyman? I'm thinking of the witch that lives in that house that's on the legs. You know what I mean, don't you? It was in Hellboy and deleted. Well, because I heard about it again because of the deleted scene in Dracula Untold. You go to see this witch, but you know what I mean, the one that lives in a house on legs and eats children. Could be that.
It's lucky nothing more drastic happened here.
Ugh.
Amusement parks are meant to be places of fun and excitement, where the only terror comes from the incredibly high roller coaster or perhaps the haunted house attraction. Still, from time to time, terror at amusement parks can derive from completely different sources, including apparent ghosts, it seems, as shown in this video.
Do you like those colours?
In the brief clip, we see an amusement park at night time. At first glance, all seems normal. However, take a look for yourself and see if you can notice anything creepy. If you slow the footage down, you can see a young girl at the bottom left corner. She has long black hair and ghostly white skin. She's staring directly at the camera.
It's like the Grudge bitch. Oh.
And her mouth is completely agape.
Oh, God.
The camera then briefly pans away before once again showing the girl. This time her face appears to be elongated and twisted.
Oh, my God. That's like the Grudge bitch, isn't it?
The girl resembles something straight out of a horror film.
That thing doesn't sort of scare me, but the fact that I'm lent towards the fucking phone like that, it's like, oh! It's like, seriously? But it is, though, isn't it? Look at that. Could be some drunk. Could be someone who's drunk and like, you know what I mean? But
Grudge, with her chalky white face and dark hair. Since the footage was captured at an amusement park, it's been suggested that the girl could simply be some sort of animatronic display. Others thought it could actually be a real girl who's wearing some creepy makeup.
Yeah, but the placing, it's... Surely it'd be more near the ride, not randomly placed amongst a big crowd of people. I mean...
However, the way her face and mouth seem to contort out of shape certainly seems unsettling.
And she's definitely moving.
What do you think's been captured in this video? Could it really be a ghost? Or is there another way to explain?
Ghost or human, or whatever. That bit where things contorted, it's not her face that's contorted. What she's done, her arms are here. And she's gone across with one arm like that.
This chilling scene. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Because her arms are bare as well. Ugh.
When Twitter user Shawbury Bunny set out to create a student film, she probably didn't expect to capture any real ghost encounters on camera. However, that's exactly what happened when she began filming this particular scene in the control room of the auditorium. The footage begins with the camera moving steadily down a short, dimly lit hallway.
Knock, go.
As it approaches the door at the end, it suddenly swings open as if pushed forcefully by the actress on the other side.
See, I saw a thing.
However, as the actress emerges from the darkness, it becomes apparent that it wasn't her who opened it. Confused.
Well, that didn't made me fucking jump because he didn't know there was a person behind her at the time.
She appears to ask the camera holder if someone on their side had opened the door. If you slow the footage down, you can clearly see that no one touched the door from the outside. To make matters even spookier, if you look closely at the darkened room behind the actress, there appears to be a shadowy figure moving behind her.
Face. I can see her face a bit, but it can be pareidolia.
The footage isn't clear enough to make a good impression of who or what it is. However, it seems likely that this ghostly shape could be the culprit for the door's mysterious movement. That, coupled with the fact that the actress has a genuine look of surprise on her face, suggests that these budding filmmakers might have actually captured some paranormal activity on camera.
Yeah, because she was quite but...
While most masked intruders choose disguises that are eerie and terrifying, others are downright bizarre. For example, one intruder went viral in 2019 when videos of his nighttime exploits while wearing a TV on his head made their way to the internet. The intruder in these videos seems to have hollowed out an old tube television and cut a hole in the bottom where they can stick their head in and wear the TV like a large mask. Footage of this strange figure was caught on numerous doorbell cameras when homeowners got late-night notifications that someone was on their porches. What the intruder did next was even stranger than their choice to use an old TV as an odd disguise. Wearing the TV on their head, the intruder approached various homes carrying other old tube TVs in their arms. They then left the televisions on the porches before scurrying away into the night. Some have argued that this was clearly a kind gesture, as the stranger was handing out free electronics.
Yeah, free TV.
However, the TVs were much too old to be of any use to their new owners, who were more amused than frightened by this bizarre...
But it could be a TV, it could be like a cable guy, but not so violent. You know, it could be a TV enthusiast. He might be like, oh, remember the good old days when before HD and all that sort of stuff, those sort of TVs, you know what I mean? The ones you have to use to whack on top to get working. He could be really into TVs, man. And he's like, here, brother, have a TV. Or sister, I'm not sexist. You have a TV, you know what I mean? Oh, it's cute, isn't it? And not only that, originality for a costume on Halloween. I mean, come on.
A prank. Most likely they were attempting to get rid of the old electronics without paying.
And plus, not only that, it's he's got even... Oh, come on. Oh, that is class. Look, he's got a cable guy top on. Look, it's got the company logos.
Paying to have them hauled away. This video, uploaded to the YouTube channel XXII-Snip3DIIXX, begins in a similar way as the fake talk show Jinn previously shown. Featuring a chic healer, the man appears to be fielding calls from the public. A woman calls in, detailing an odd occurrence in her life. However, just as she's speaking to the sheik, her speech becomes strained and she claims she's no longer able to speak.
Also, when people... I'm sorry, I can't speak no more.
The sheik apparently takes this woman seriously and begins to recite a prayer in order to heal her.
She could be having a stroke.
Bismillah, Bismillah wa salatu wa salam.
Bismillah. No, we will not. Sorry, I'm not taking the mic. Incidentally, for years, people thought, and they did, and I know this from all the days, because I was guilty of it as well, but people used to sing Miss Miller, thinking that he's saying, Miss Miller, would you let me go? No, he's actually saying Bismillah. Yeah. If you already knew that, okay, alright, but a lot of people in the UK, because it's like things like the misscripting of Darth Vader's line in Star Wars, you know what I mean? It caught on like that. So everyone oh, and Wayne's World. I'm pretty sure Wayne's World they went Miss Miller, or it's just their accent. But you know what I mean? It's something that's stuck and it was wrong. It's Bismillah, Bismillah. No, it won't let you go. Let him go. Bismillah. I can't remember what it means. I think it's something to do with God, in the name of God or something. I mean, but you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, but yeah.
She apologises and continues telling her story, almost as though nothing has happened.
I'm sorry about that. But when I'm doing Salatul Istikhara...
However, her story appears to be the background of her potential possession. Recounting her jinn possession, she thinks of her jinns as her penance for avoiding a court date. She believes the jinns are saving her from acting out and going to court in order to testify against a friend. She thinks she must suffer the jinns for the wrong she has done. Laughing maniacally, the woman prompts the sheik to continue his healing efforts.
The thing is, I'm not saying, I could be wrong, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but jinn in general, that rhymes, jinn in general, don't possess people because they're actual being. How do I put it? They're like entities, beings themselves. If that makes sense. So it's kind of like they're not like demons as we claim it or see them as in the Western world, even though demons don't exist. But I mean,
the woman continues to cry out in pain as the jinns fight against the sheik's noble healing efforts. At around the 4:10 mark, the healer attempts to clarify that a magician sent the spirit into the woman to block her from going to court.
A magician or somebody send this jinn...
She's just doing it to get a bit of TV time. I mean, come on, it's just like, oh my god. The other thing about the people who are possessed is the acting's so bad.
To block you to speak or to go to court.
And it's at this point that one of the more chilling moments of the video occurs. The woman laughs and repeats the word block.
Yes, blocked.
While it's hard to ascertain whether this talk show is legitimate or not, the sheik's responses do appear to be genuine.
Most of them are not. It's just they're really good acting. It's like evangelical crap on TV. It's all, you know, it's all acting.
This, coupled with the eerie and sinister laughs of the caller, one can't help but feel they've witnessed something paranormal.
She's probably calling from the other room, to be fair, as well. That's the other thing as well, these shows.
Graduations are a time for celebrating accomplishments, enjoying your final moments with your classmates, and looking forward to whatever the future has in store. However, not many people can claim their graduations were interrupted by a terrifying ghost encounter. At a ceremony in the Philippines, that's exactly what happened.
Ooh.
As the camera holder pans around the group, attempting to capture as many students as possible in the footage, you can clearly see a white, ghostly figure standing on the roof of a nearby building.
Bloody grudge bitch again.
For a moment, it almost looks as if it's one of the graduating students. The white dress worn by the ghostly entity is an eerie echo of the graduation gowns worn by the students. However, the figure on the roof stands deathly still, watching the students in silence. Many have likened the ghostly figure to the infamous White Lady, a type of spirit often seen all around the world. She's a ghost typically associated
What was if that was a jumper?
with violent, tragic ends, often roaming the earth in a state of grief, sometimes searching for a lost lover or even a child. While it's unclear how many of the graduating students actually noticed the figure standing above them, one thing is for sure. This is certainly some very creepy footage.
Yeah, because you think they'd notice it, to be fair, wouldn't you? I mean, how could you not see someone,
What's more terrifying than...
Because, they would have said something next to them as well, surely you'd think, when they're filming it. I don't know. But, the thing is also, what if it was a jumper? So what do you do in that situation?
Seeing footage from your doorbell camera of a mysterious man in a white cloth
another
mask
weirdo
attempting
bastard
to break into your home? Seeing that man return 2 more times and continue his attempts to gain access to the house, night after night. In the first video, the Connecticut family saw the man approach the front door with a mask wrapped around his face. He attempts to open the door and quickly leaves when he's unable to gain entry.
Get a job.
The following night he returns once more, attempting to break into the home.
I like the way they... Again... I like the way they try and... It's like they try and sneak around, look around, see if there's anything catching them. It's like, dude, there's people in the fucking house. If you're going to break in, surely concentrate on not making noise to wake the people up in the bloody house. Never mind what's going on behind you.
By the masked intruder, the family contacted the police. When the man returned for the 3rd time, they were ready for him.
Yeah, come on.
After he failed to get into the home on the 3rd night, he left the front porch only to be promptly arrested for his misdeeds. This video, uploaded to YouTube by Alan Abweg, shows that ghost encounters can often...
I would have, held on a latch or something. Held it, so as he pulled, just fucking boot it and go... I know, but that's a bit cruel, but come on.
Occur when you least expect them. At least that's what happened to this custodial worker at a school in Victoria, Laguna, Philippines.
Laguna!
The CCTV security footage shows the cleaner sweeping the floor on an outdoor veranda. When his back is turned, something suddenly begins moving behind him. He doesn't seem to notice, but the objects appear to be moving without human intervention.
Oh my.
If you zoom in, it looks as though it's a broom and dustpan that slide across the floor.
But he sees it and then carries on.
Some viewers have suggested that the wind could be responsible for their unusual movement. However...
But again, he's probably thinking that, because this the other thing as well, was like about the kitchen footage earlier. We don't always immediately assume... But I mean, that's something freaky's going on, you mean? It's like...
Both of these objects look far too heavy and there's no other signs of a breeze, particularly when you look at the trees in the background.
Yeah, they look heavy, but they could be
plastic.
So what
do you think? Could it be possible that the broom and dustpan really were moved by some sort of supernatural force? Or is it more likely that the cleaner was simply the brunt of a creepy practical joke? Let me know what you think about this one in the comments section below.
But they could be small, they could be like plastic, you know what I mean?
Now, if you love creepy videos, then you'll love the rest of our content. You can check out these 2 links here for more. Also, remember to follow us on all our other socials. There's links in the description box below. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
So yeah, to be fair, I was expecting I know he didn't always do paranormal stuff. I know. Don't at me. But so yeah, I mean, but I think as well, it's like a lot of those are weirdo bastards, and there's quite a few that remind me of a few locals we have here. But yeah, I mean, the grudge bitch ones, fucking hell. But so yeah, let me know which bits unsettled you, and just let me know your thoughts on, but it's weird but that's the thing. To be fair though, it's like It's like when you see those investigators when they go out in the woods and they see some weirdo or whatever. That could be a lot more scary, because what's the worst going to happen? A ghost could walk through you, throw an object at you, where people are, in a lot of cases, are more dangerous than that. So, but anyway, that wasn't too bad. I wouldn't say a lot of them are scary. I'd say just weirdo bastards. Excuse me, French. But anyway, I hope you liked it. Thanks for sitting, watching me. Don't get me wrong, the grudge bitch, the freaky stuff was good. But yeah, so like I said, let me know about the comments. Let me know if you've had any weirdos or whatever, that's really good. Let me know if there's anything you've experienced in the comments below as well. And as always with any of these videos, because I know some of these drag out quite a long time, thanks for sitting here and taking the time to watch these videos with me. And like I said, I can't, if it wasn't that entertaining, I do apologise. I can't, I don't watch. The thing is, a reaction, it defeats the object if I watch the video first, and then, what I mean. So I just picked one, obviously one that's old, so I don't get disrespectful. It's not disrespectful to the thing, but yeah. So anyway, I hope you did like it. I hope, like I said, let me know your thoughts about, and let me know any stories or anything you've encountered. And if you've seen any channels, I know, or if you've seen anything like that you want me to react to, put that freaky or scary, or you think, I'm not quite sure, I need a second opinion on this, and then just find the video, whatever, or the channel, put a link on the thing below, etc. You know what I mean? And just let me know. And so yeah. Anyway, tomorrow's Monday. I hope you have a great Monday. As always, I don't know why Mondays suck, but yeah, I suppose it's because it's the beginning of the week. But anyway, I hope you have a good Monday tomorrow. What time is it now? Well, it's Monday today, because so I film it when I record this. It's early morning. But anyway, I hope you have a good day tomorrow, or later today. Whatever. Anyway, I hope you have a good. I hope the start of your week starts off well, and I shall see you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye bye.